In the next 6 months, you have the power to radically transform your life. But the key lies in your ability to focus, laser focus. To achieve significant change, the first step is to define your purpose clearly. Without purpose, you're like a ship without a compass. So ask yourself, where do I want to be 6 months from now? What specific goals will take me closer to that destination? Clarity of purpose is the foundation upon which every successful endeavor is built. Without a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, it becomes difficult, if not impossible, to focus your efforts effectively. Think of purpose as the roadmap that guides your actions and decisions. When you have a defined destination, you can plot the most efficient course, eliminating unnecessary detours and distractions. Achieving meaningful change in 6 months requires more than just ambition. It demands a clear vision of what success looks like to you. This vision should be specific, measurable, and deeply aligned with your values. To gain clarity of purpose, you must begin by asking yourself some fundamental questions. Where do you see yourself in 6 months? What specific goals will take you to that place? Are these goals personal, professional, or both? These questions help shape your vision, but they also require introspection. Your purpose should not be based on societal expectations, external pressures, or the ambitions of others. It needs to be authentic to you, reflecting what you truly want to achieve, rather than what you think you should achieve. Once you have answered these questions, the next step is to define your goals in precise terms. Vague aspirations like "I want to be successful" or "I want to improve" are not enough. Success and improvement mean different things to different people, and without a clear understanding of what they mean to you, you will find it difficult to make progress. Instead, be specific. "I want to increase my business revenue by 20% in the next 6 months." Or "I want to complete a certification course to enhance my skills." Specificity brings focus, and focus brings direction. With a clear target in mind, you can begin to map out the steps needed to achieve it. Having a clear purpose also makes it easier to break down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. This process of dividing big goals into actionable steps is crucial for maintaining momentum and staying focused. For instance, if your 6-month goal is to launch a new business, your immediate focus might include conducting market research, developing a business plan, and securing funding. Each of these tasks is a stepping stone, bringing you closer to your ultimate objective. Breaking your goals into smaller tasks also provides a sense of accomplishment as you complete each one, reinforcing your motivation to keep moving forward. Another important aspect of purpose is alignment with your core values. When your goals are in harmony with your values, they become easier to pursue because they resonate with who you are at a fundamental level. For example, if one of your core values is family, and you are trying to achieve a work-life balance in 6 months, then your purpose will naturally be shaped around spending more time with your loved ones while achieving professional success. Aligning your purpose with your values ensures that your efforts feel meaningful rather than forced or hollow. Clarity of purpose also requires regular self-reflection. As you move through your 6-month journey, it is essential to check in with yourself and reassess your goals. Are they still in alignment with your vision? Have your circumstances changed in a way that requires you to adjust your purpose? Purpose is not static, it evolves as you grow and as life presents new opportunities and challenges. By continually reflecting on your goals, you ensure that your actions remain purposeful, allowing you to stay on track even in the face of distractions or setbacks. Distractions are inevitable, and without a clear sense of purpose, it is easy to become sidetracked. The modern world is full of potential diversions, from social media to trivial tasks that do not contribute to your growth. However, when you have a clear purpose, it acts as a filter. It becomes easier to say no to activities and commitments that do not align with your goals. You begin to prioritize what matters most, focusing your energy on tasks that bring you closer to your objectives and cutting out the noise that hinders progress. In addition to minimizing distractions, clarity of purpose allows you to make more informed decisions. When faced with choices, You can evaluate them based on whether or not they contribute to your long-term goals. If an opportunity does not align with your purpose, it becomes easier to pass on it without hesitation. For example, if your 6-month goal is to improve your physical health, you will be more likely to decline social invitations that involve unhealthy habits and instead prioritize activities that support your well-being, like going to the gym or preparing nutritious meals. Every decision becomes a step in the right direction when it is guided by a clear purpose. Furthermore, a clear purpose instills resilience. When the inevitable challenges and setbacks arise, your sense of purpose acts as a motivator to keep pushing forward. It reminds you why you started in the first place and what you are working toward. This inner drive is crucial, especially during difficult times when it may be tempting to abandon your goals. With purpose, you view obstacles as temporary hurdles rather than insurmountable barriers. You maintain focus, adapt to changing circumstances, and continue to move forward, even when progress seems slow. Clarity of purpose is not just about having a goal, it is about having a vision that guides every action, decision, and effort. It provides direction, helps you prioritize, and strengthens your resolve in the face of distractions and challenges. By aligning your goals with your core values and regularly reflecting on your progress, you ensure that your 6-month journey is not just productive but also deeply fulfilling. Self-discipline is the engine that drives all progress and achievement. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. While many people may set lofty goals without self-discipline, those goals remain dreams. Mastering self-discipline is critical if you want to transform your life in 6 months, because it turns intentions into consistent actions that lead to success. It is the muscle that you must strengthen through deliberate practice and effort over time. Self-discipline begins with making a commitment to yourself. When you commit to a goal, you must internalize that commitment as a non-negotiable contract. This means doing what is necessary even when it is uncomfortable or inconvenient. For instance, if you are working toward a fitness goal, self-discipline means getting up early to work out even when you'd rather sleep in. It means pushing yourself to complete that last set of exercises even when your body is telling you to stop. Without discipline, you are at the mercy of your emotions and desires, and these are often fleeting and unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, creates consistency, and consistency is what leads to real, lasting results. Building self-discipline often requires starting small. Trying to overhaul every aspect of your life at once can be overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead, focus on mastering one habit at a time. If you want to improve your productivity, for example, start by dedicating 1 hour a day to uninterrupted focused work. Once this becomes a routine, you can gradually increase the time. The key is to establish small wins that build momentum. These small victories reinforce the habit of discipline and make it easier to tackle bigger challenges over time. One important aspect of self-discipline is learning to delay gratification. Many people struggle with discipline because they are wired for instant rewards. Social media, fast food, and entertainment all offer quick fixes that give us immediate pleasure, but they do little for long-term growth. Mastering self-discipline requires developing the ability to delay gratification, understanding that the real rewards come from sustained effort over time. For example, if you're building a business, it might take months or even years to see significant financial rewards. In the meantime, self-discipline is what keeps you working late nights, perfecting your product, and continuously learning and improving, even when there is no immediate payoff. The ability to delay gratification also involves resisting distractions that pull you away from your goals. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere, from social media notifications to endless entertainment options. To maintain self-discipline, you must create an environment that minimizes these distractions. This could mean setting clear boundaries with technology, such as turning off notifications during work hours or designating certain times of the day to emails and messages. By controlling your environment, you take control of your focus and prevent distractions from derailing your progress. Another critical element of self-discipline is learning to manage your time effectively. Time is one of the few resources that is limited, and how you spend it determines the outcomes you achieve. People who lack self-discipline often find themselves wasting time on activities that do not contribute to their goals. They procrastinate or become reactive, allowing unimportant tasks to take over their day. To master self-discipline, you must become proactive in how you structure your time. This means setting a daily schedule and sticking to it, even when other opportunities or distractions arise. For instance, if you have set aside 2 hours each morning to work on your goals, treat that time as sacred. Guard it fiercely, just as you would a meeting with a boss or client. Equally important is learning to push through discomfort. Achieving significant change often requires stepping out of your comfort zone, and this can be challenging. Many people give up when things become difficult because they are not accustomed to working through discomfort. Mastering self-discipline means becoming comfortable with discomfort. It means continuing to work toward your goals even when you're tired, frustrated, or uncertain. Whether it's sticking to a diet, learning a new skill, or pushing yourself to complete a challenging project, the ability to persist through discomfort is what separates those who succeed from those who fall short. To further strengthen your self-discipline, it's important to establish clear consequences for not following through. This doesn't mean punishing yourself harshly, but rather holding yourself accountable in a constructive way. For example, you might create a reward system where you allow yourself a treat after completing a difficult task, or you could set up an accountability partner who checks in on your progress regularly. When you know that there are consequences, positive or negative, tied to your discipline, you are more likely to stay committed. Self-discipline is also deeply tied to your mindset. The way you talk to yourself and frame your experiences can either weaken or strengthen your discipline. If you constantly tell yourself that something is too hard or that you are not capable, you will find it difficult to maintain discipline. On the other hand, if you adopt the growth mindset, one that embraces challenges and views setbacks as learning opportunities, you are more likely to stay disciplined. This mental toughness is what allows you to continue pushing forward, even when the road gets tough. Finally, mastering self-discipline requires patience. Change doesn't happen overnight, and self-discipline is not a switch you can flip on and off. It is a practice that takes time to develop. There will be days when you fall short, and that is okay. The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible without beating yourself up or losing sight of your long-term vision. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it becomes. And over time, you will find that it becomes a natural part of your daily routine. Self-discipline is the backbone of any transformation, especially when trying to achieve significant change in a short period like 6 months. It requires consistency, patience, and a willingness to push through discomfort. By starting small, delaying gratification, managing your time effectively, and maintaining a growth mindset, you can master self-discipline and unlock your full potential. Setting realistic goals is a crucial aspect of any successful endeavor, especially when attempting to create significant change in a short period of time, like 6 months. Realistic goals provide a clear sense of direction, help manage expectations, and ensure steady progress without leading to burnout. The key to goal setting is to strike a balance between ambition and practicality, ensuring that the objectives you set are challenging enough to inspire growth but achievable enough to maintain motivation. Unrealistic goals often lead to frustration, disappointment, and eventually giving up. By setting goals that are grounded in reality, you create a roadmap that guides you towards success step by step. The first step in setting realistic goals is to understand your current situation. Assess where you are now in relation to where you want to be. This self-assessment includes recognizing your strengths, weaknesses, resources, and limitations. For example, if your goal is to lose weight or get in shape within 6 months, it's essential to take stock of your current fitness level, eating habits, and any health conditions that might impact your progress. Similarly, if you want to start a business, you must evaluate your financial situation, your network, and the time you can realistically dedicate to this new venture. Setting goals without this foundational assessment can lead to setting goals that are far too ambitious or too conservative. Another critical aspect of setting realistic goals is the principle of specificity. Vague goals like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be healthier" do not provide enough clarity to guide your actions. Instead, goals need to be specific, clearly defining what success looks like. For instance, if you're aiming for career growth, rather than saying, "I want to advance in my career," you might set a more specific goal, such as, "I want to achieve a promotion to a managerial position within my department by the end of the year." The specificity not only sharpens your focus, but also provides a clear metric for measuring success. In addition to being specific, goals must be measurable. Measurability allows you to track your progress and stay accountable. If a goal is not measurable, it is difficult to gauge how far you have come and what adjustments you might need to make along the way. For example, if your goal is to improve your financial health, setting a measurable goal like "I want to save $5,000 over the next 6 months" gives you a concrete target to work toward. This specificity also allows you to break the goal down into smaller, actionable steps, such as saving $833 each month or reducing expenses by a certain percentage. Measurable goals keep you on track by allowing you to see incremental progress. One of the common mistakes people make when setting goals is overestimating what they can achieve in a short time frame and underestimating what they can achieve over a longer period. This is where setting realistic time frames becomes crucial. Achieving life-changing results in 6 months is possible, but it's important to be honest about what can reasonably be accomplished within that time. For example, if you're trying to master a new skill or language, you may not become fluent in 6 months, but you can set a realistic goal to reach a conversational level or complete an introductory course. Breaking larger, long-term goals into smaller 6-month milestones ensures that your goals remain within reach and do not become overwhelming. Once you've set your goals, it's essential to create a step-by-step action plan to achieve them. Realistic goals are not only about setting a destination, but also about mapping out how you'll get there. This means identifying the specific tasks and habits you need to develop to move toward your goal each day or week. For example, if your goal is to launch a business in 6 months, your action plan might include steps like conducting market research in the first month, creating a business plan in the second, and securing funding in the third. Having a plan helps to keep you organized and ensures that each day brings you closer to your goal. A critical part of setting realistic goals is factoring in potential challenges and obstacles. Life rarely goes according to plan, and unexpected setbacks are inevitable. Whether it's a personal emergency, a financial shortfall, or even just the difficulty of maintaining motivation, anticipating challenges allows you to adjust your goals and your strategies when needed, rather than giving up altogether. If you're working toward a fitness goal, for instance, you might encounter weeks where you're too busy to go to the gym as often as you'd like. A realistic goal would take these potential obstacles into account, allowing for flexibility without losing sight of the end goal. In the process of setting goals, it's also vital to stay adaptable. Realistic goals must be dynamic, adjusting to new circumstances or shifts in priorities. For example, as you make progress, you might realize that some of your initial goals were too easy and no longer provide the challenge necessary to keep you growing. Alternatively, some goals may prove to be overly ambitious, and you may need to scale back or extend your time frame. Flexibility allows you to recalibrate without feeling like you failed. Adapting goals is not a sign of failure, it's a recognition that life is fluid, and success comes from adjusting to change rather than rigidly sticking to a plan that no longer works. Moreover, realistic goals should be aligned with your personal values and passions. If a goal does not resonate with your core beliefs or interests, it becomes much harder to stay committed over the long term. For instance, if your goal is to climb the corporate ladder, but you're not passionate about your career path, you'll likely struggle with motivation. However, if you set a goal that reflects what truly matters to you, whether that's spending more time with family, achieving financial independence, or improving your health, you'll find it easier to stay dedicated. Realistic goals are not just about what you think you should achieve, but about what you want to achieve deep down. Finally, setting realistic goals involves celebrating small victories along the way. Big changes often take time, and it can be discouraging if you only focus on the end result. Acknowledge the progress you make with each small step, whether it's hitting a monthly savings goal, learning a new skill, or completing a challenging project. Recognizing these achievements reinforces your motivation and builds momentum, helping you stay focused and energized for the next phase of your journey. Setting realistic goals is about balancing ambition with practicality, ensuring that your objectives are so specific, measurable, and achievable within a given time frame. By creating a step-by-step action plan, anticipating challenges, staying adaptable, and aligning your goals with your values, you set yourself up for sustainable progress and lasting success. Building consistent daily habits is one of the most transformative actions you can take to create lasting change in your life, especially within a 6-month period. Success is often not the result of grand, dramatic actions, but the accumulation of small, consistent efforts made every single day. Habits are the building blocks of success, and the routines you commit to each day form the foundation upon which your long-term goals are built. By focusing on daily habits, you not only make progress toward your goals, but also reshape your mindset, discipline, and overall approach to life. To begin building consistent daily habits, it's essential to start small. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to change their lives is attempting to overhaul everything at once. This often leads to burnout or frustration, as it becomes difficult to sustain a multitude of new habits all at once. Instead, focusing on 1 or 2 key habits at a time allows you to build momentum and integrate these changes seamlessly into your daily routine. For instance, if your goal is to improve your physical health, rather than trying to completely change your diet, start by incorporating 1 healthy meal into your day. Over time, this habit will become second nature, and you can add more healthy choices without overwhelming yourself. Consistency is the cornerstone of habit formation. Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit, meaning that the real challenge lies in showing up every day, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. This is where discipline comes in. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. For example, if you've committed to waking up an hour earlier each day to work on a personal project, there will be days when you feel too tired or unmotivated to get out of bed. However, the key to building consistent habits is to push through these moments of resistance and stick to your routine. Over time, this discipline becomes easier as the habit becomes ingrained. It's also important to structure your environment to support your new habits. Your surroundings play a significant role in shaping your behavior, often more than willpower alone. If you're trying to build the habit of reading for 30 minutes each day, create a space that encourages reading, whether it's a comfortable chair in a quiet room or keeping a book on your nightstand. Similarly, if you're trying to adopt healthier eating habits, Remove junk food from your kitchen and stock it with nutritious options instead. By removing friction from the habit-forming process and making it easier to engage in positive behaviors, you increase your chances of success. One strategy that can be highly effective in building consistent habits is the concept of habit stacking. This involves pairing a new habit with an existing one that's already part of your daily routine. For example, if you already have a habit of making coffee in the morning, you could add a new habit of meditating for 5 minutes while the coffee brews. By linking the new behavior to an established one, you reduce the mental effort required to remember and initiate the new habit. Over time, this stacking approach creates a chain of positive behaviors that reinforce each other and make it easier to stay consistent. Tracking your progress is another critical element of habit building. When you track your daily habits, you create a visual reminder of your commitment, which helps reinforce your consistency. This could be as simple as checking off a calendar each day you complete your habit, using a habit tracking app, or keeping a journal. The act of tracking provides a sense of accomplishment and accountability. It also allows you to see patterns and identify areas where you may be slipping. For instance, if you notice that you're consistently skipping your workout on Fridays, you can adjust your routine or find ways to address the underlying issue. In addition to tracking progress, it's essential to celebrate small wins. Positive reinforcement helps solidify habits by associating them with a sense of reward. These celebrations don't have to be elaborate or materialistic. Even simple acknowledgments like saying to yourself, "I did it today," can reinforce the behavior. For instance, if you've committed to writing 500 words every day, taking a moment to reflect on your consistency at the end of the week can boost your morale and make you feel good about the progress you've made. Celebrating small wins keeps you motivated and helps break down large goals into manageable daily victories. It's also important to recognize that not all days will be perfect. Life will inevitably throw obstacles in your way, whether it's a busy work schedule, family responsibilities, or unexpected challenges. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. If you miss a day or fall short of your goal, don't let it derail your entire journey. Instead, get back on track the next day. Keep moving forward. Consistency doesn't mean never failing. It means bouncing back from setbacks quickly and maintaining a long-term view of your habits. Over time, the cumulative effect of your efforts will far outweigh any occasional missteps. In addition to focusing on the immediate benefits of daily habits, it's crucial to remember the long-term impact. Habits, once established, create a ripple effect that influences other areas of your life. For example, consistently exercising each day not only improves your physical health, but also boosts your energy levels, sharpens your mental focus, and enhances your mood. This, in turn, makes it easier to be productive at work, pursue other personal goals, and maintain positive relationships. The same applies to habits like journaling, which can improve your mental clarity, self-awareness, and emotional resilience over time. The benefits of daily habits compound, leading to exponential growth and improvement across all areas of life. Accountability is another powerful tool in maintaining consistent daily habits. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, family member, or mentor creates external accountability, making it harder to skip a day or quit when things get tough. Knowing that someone else is checking in on your progress adds an extra layer of commitment and responsibility. You could also join a community or group of people working towards similar goals. For example, joining a workout group or writing circle provides both accountability and encouragement, as you're surrounded by individuals who understand the challenges and celebrate the victories along the way. Building consistent daily habits is the key to achieving lasting transformation in any area of life. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions taken day after day that ultimately lead to significant change. By starting small, remaining disciplined, structuring your environment for success, tracking progress, celebrating wins, and staying accountable, you can build a foundation of habits that will support your long-term goals and create the life you desire. Time management and prioritization are critical skills when aiming for substantial life changes in a short period, like 6 months. Effective use of your time allows you to focus on what truly matters, maximize productivity, and minimize distractions that can derail your progress. To bring about significant transformation, you must learn to master your time, consciously allocate it to high-priority tasks, and create systems that keep you on track. At the heart of time management is the understanding that time is a finite resource. Unlike money or material possessions, once time is spent, it can never be regained. Therefore, it's essential to treat time as your most valuable asset. The first step in effective time management is assessing where your time currently goes. Many people are unaware of how much time they waste on unimportant activities, such as social media scrolling, excessive television watching, or engaging in non-productive conversations. By conducting a time audit tracking your activities over several days or a week, you can identify patterns and areas where time is being squandered. This self-awareness is crucial for making adjustments and reallocating time toward more productive activities. Once you've assessed your time usage, the next step is prioritization. Not all tasks are created equal, and some will have a more significant impact on your life and goals than others. The 80/20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 80% of results come from 20% of your efforts. This principle suggests that a small number of tasks are responsible for the majority of your progress. Therefore, it's important to identify your vital few, those high-impact activities that will move you closer to your goals, and prioritize them over low-impact tasks. For example, if your goal is to write a book in 6 months, the most important activity is writing. Tasks like researching or organizing your notes are helpful, but they won't produce a completed manuscript. Writing, therefore, should take priority, and you should dedicate focused time to it each day. To manage time effectively, it's essential to establish clear goals and break them down into actionable steps. One common mistake is setting broad, vague goals without specifying the individual tasks required to achieve them. For instance, if your goal is to get fit in 6 months, you need to define what that means and create a step-by-step plan. This could include setting a workout schedule, creating a meal plan, and tracking your progress along the way. Without this level of detail, you may find yourself wasting time on activities that don't align with your goal. Breaking larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks also makes them less overwhelming and easier to tackle. Another crucial aspect of time management is scheduling. Once you've identified your high-priority tasks, you need to block out time in your day to work on them. Time blocking is a powerful technique that involves dedicating specific periods of your day to specific tasks. By assigning tasks to set time slots, you create structure and ensure that you are consistently working toward your goals. For example, you might block 2 hours each morning to focus on a key project before the rest of the day's distractions set in. Scheduling not only ensures that important tasks get done, but also helps prevent procrastination, as it creates a sense of urgency and commitment. A key part of time management is learning to say no to distractions and low-priority tasks. This can be challenging, especially when those distractions come in the form of seemingly urgent requests from others or habitual behaviors that offer instant gratification. However, every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your goals, you're saying no to something that does. It's crucial to be discerning with your time and energy, setting boundaries where necessary. For instance, If your evenings are dedicated to studying for a new certification, you might need to decline invitations to social gatherings or turn off notifications on your phone to eliminate interruptions. Delegation and outsourcing are also important tools in time management. If you find yourself bogged down by repetitive or time-consuming tasks that others could handle, it's worth considering whether these tasks can be delegated. For example, if you run a business, you might hire an assistant to handle administrative work so you can focus on strategic tasks that require your attention. Similarly, in your personal life, you could outsource household chores like cleaning or grocery shopping, freeing up more time to dedicate to your personal development or goal-oriented activities. Delegating tasks not only saves time, but also allows you to focus on the areas where your skills and energy are most needed. In addition to scheduling and delegation, time management requires the ability to adapt and be flexible. Life is unpredictable, and despite your best efforts, things may not always go according to plan. Unexpected events, urgent work deadlines, or personal responsibilities can arise, requiring you to shift your priorities temporarily. The key is to remain adaptable and not let these disruptions derail your progress. Instead, recalibrate your schedule and find ways to make up for lost time. For instance, if an emergency prevents you from completing a task on Monday, you might adjust your schedule on Tuesday to accommodate it. Flexibility ensures that you stay on course without becoming discouraged when things don't go perfectly. Focus is another critical element in time management and prioritization. Even if you manage to allocate time for important tasks, it's easy to become distracted during that time, reducing your efficiency and productivity. To maximize your focus, eliminate as many distractions as possible when working on high priority tasks. This might mean turning off your phone, closing unnecessary tabs on your computer, or finding a quiet workspace. Additionally, using techniques like the Pomodoro method, where you work for a set period, usually 25 minutes, and then take a short break, can help you maintain focus and prevent burnout. The key is to create an environment that supports deep, focused work so that you can make the most of the time you've set aside. Finally, reflection and review are essential to effective time management. At the end of each day or week, take a few minutes to reflect on how you spent your time. Did you accomplish your most important tasks? Were there any distractions or time wasters that could have been avoided? What can you do better next time? Regularly reviewing your time usage helps you stay accountable and make adjustments as needed. It's also an opportunity to celebrate your progress and ensure that you are consistently moving toward your goals. By reflecting on your time management practices, you can fine-tune your approach and continue improving your productivity. Mastering time management and prioritization is critical for achieving significant life changes within a 6-month period. By understanding the value of your time, prioritizing high-impact tasks, creating a structured schedule, saying no to distractions, delegating where appropriate, staying flexible, maintaining focus, and regularly reviewing your progress, you can maximize your productivity and ensure that every moment is spent moving closer to your goals. Consistency and discipline are the bedrock of long-term success and transformation, especially when striving to achieve life-changing results in just 6 months. These two qualities work hand in hand, enabling you to stay the course even when motivation wanes arise or challenges arise. It's easy to set goals and feel enthusiastic at the beginning of your journey, but it's the daily commitment to those goals that determines whether you will actually achieve them. The concept of consistency is simple but powerful. It's about showing up every day and putting in the work, no matter how you feel or what distractions come your way. Small, steady actions compound over time, leading to significant results. For instance, if your goal is to improve your health, consistently following a workout regimen, even for just 30 minutes a day, will yield far greater results than sporadic bursts of intense exercise followed by long periods of inactivity. This is because consistency builds momentum. Each time you repeat a positive habit, it becomes easier and more automatic. Over time, these habits start to reinforce themselves, and the cumulative effect can be extraordinary. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you going when motivation falters. Motivation is often fleeting. It can be high when you start a new project or set a goal, but it tends to diminish as time goes on, especially when you encounter obstacles. Discipline steps in when motivation is lacking. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is built through repetition and the understanding that you're working towards something bigger than your current feelings or circumstances. One of the key elements of discipline is learning to delay gratification. In today's fast-paced, instant gratification world, it's easy to get sidetracked by distractions that offer immediate pleasure but provide little long-term benefit. Whether it's binge watching TV, scrolling through social media, or indulging in unhealthy foods, these distractions can take you off course if you don't practice self-control. Discipline teaches you to prioritize your future goals over momentary pleasures. For example, if you're working on a side business, discipline might mean staying in on a weekend to work on your project rather than going out with friends. While the short-term sacrifice may seem difficult, the long-term payoff is worth it. Consistency and discipline also require a mindset shift. Many people operate under the belief that they need to feel inspired or motivated to take action, but the truth is that action often precedes motivation. By committing to consistent action, even on days when you don't feel particularly motivated, you create a feedback loop that generates its own momentum. Each small victory, each task completed, builds confidence and reinforces your ability to stay disciplined. Over time, this consistency fosters a deeper sense of self-trust. You start to believe in your own ability to follow through, which further strengthens your discipline. To stay consistent, it's important to create a routine that supports your goals. Routines eliminate decision fatigue and make it easier to stick to your commitments because they reduce the need to rely on willpower. For example, if you want to write a book in 6 months, you might establish a morning routine where you write for an hour before starting your day. By making writing part of your daily routine, it becomes a non-negotiable habit, something you do without thinking. The same principle applies to any goal, whether it's fitness, career advancement, or personal development. The more ingrained the habit, the less effort it takes to maintain consistency. Accountability is another critical aspect of consistency and discipline. When you hold yourself accountable, either by tracking your progress, setting deadlines, or sharing your goals with others, you're more likely to stay committed. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility, both to yourself and to those you've shared your goals with. This can be especially helpful when you're facing challenging days where discipline is tested. Knowing that you've made a public commitment or that you'll have to check in with an accountability partner can be a powerful motivator to stay the course. Additionally, celebrating small wins along the way can help keep your spirits high and reinforce the positive habits you're cultivating. It's also essential to embrace the idea of progress over perfection. One of the biggest obstacles to consistency is the fear of failure or the belief that every action must be perfect. This mindset can lead to paralysis, where you avoid taking action because you're worried it won't be good enough. However, consistency is not about being perfect every single day. It's about showing up, even when things don't go as planned. Some days will be better than others. There will be times when you fall short of your expectations. What matters most is that you don't let these setbacks derail you. Instead, get back on track the next day and continue moving forward. Discipline also involves managing your emotions and impulses. Often the greatest barrier to discipline is emotional, whether it's feeling tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. To maintain discipline, you need to learn to regulate these emotions and not let them dictate your actions. This can be achieved through mindfulness practices such as meditation, which help you stay centered and aware of your thoughts and feelings without being controlled by them. By practicing emotional resilience, you strengthen your discipline and become better equipped to handle the inevitable challenges and setbacks that arise on your journey. Consistency and discipline also extend to your mental and emotional habits. Just as physical habits shape your body, mental habits shape your mindset. Negative thinking patterns, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs can undermine your consistency and discipline. It's essential to cultivate a positive, growth-oriented mindset that supports your goals. This means regularly engaging in practices that reinforce your belief in yourself, such as affirmations, visualization, or journaling. When your mind is aligned with your goals, discipline and consistency become easier to maintain because you're operating from a place of empowerment rather than fear or doubt. In addition to mindset, your environment plays a crucial role in fostering consistency and discipline. Surrounding yourself with supportive people, organizing your physical space to minimize distractions, and setting up systems that streamline your work can all help you stay on track. For example, if your goal is to eat healthier, you might remove junk food from your home and replace it with nutritious options. By creating an environment that supports your goals, you reduce the friction between where you are and where you want to be, making it easier to stay consistent and disciplined. Embracing consistency and discipline is essential for achieving life-changing results in 6 months. It requires daily commitment, the ability to delay gratification, and the mental fortitude to keep going, even when motivation wanes. By establishing routines, holding yourself accountable, managing your emotions, and creating a supportive environment, you can build the habits necessary to stay consistent and disciplined, ultimately leading to the transformation you desire.